Let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped texting someone, but deep down, you were still waiting for them to notice? You did not beg, you did not block, you did not send the long paragraph, but every few minutes you checked your phone. You checked if they watched your story. You checked if your silence was finally working. And here is the truth most people do not want to admit. You can stop chasing with your hands and still be chasing with your attention. You can stop sending messages and still be begging with your energy. You can look calm on the outside, but your whole nervous system is still sitting by the door waiting for them to come back. That is not peace. That is silent chasing. And today, we are going deeper than no contact. Because real power is not just learning how to stop reaching. Real power is learning how to stop waiting for their reaction to prove that you matter. No begging, no blocking. No waiting at the door. Just you taking your energy back so completely that whether they notice or not no longer controls you. That is when they feel your absence, not when you perform it, not when you announce it, not when you try to make them panic. They feel it when your energy is actually gone. Here is where most people mess up. They think they pulled back because they stopped texting first. But they are still checking, still hoping, still building their whole day around whether one person remembers them. They say, I am done. But they keep opening the old messages. They say, I do not care anymore. But they post something just to see if that person reacts. Did they view my story? Do they miss me yet? That is the part that quietly drains you. You are not chasing them with words. You are chasing them with your mind. And some to mess that is even more painful, because nobody else can see it. You can be with your friends, lolling at the table, but your mind is still in that unanswered conversation. You can be working, trying to sleep, but somewhere inside you, a part of you is still waiting for one notification to decide how you feel. That is not love. That is not loyalty. That is you abandoning yourself in slow motion. So here is the new rule: no begging. Because begging hands your dignity to someone who was careless with it. No blocking just to get a reaction. Because if you block someone while hoping they panic, you are still making them the center. And no waiting. Because waiting gives them your peace, your morning, your focus, your mood. And you have to understand this. The prize is not making them realize what they lost. The prize is getting yourself back. If they feel your absence, fine. If they do not, fine. But you are not going to keep standing outside the door of someone who treated your presence like background noise. You matter before they notice. You matter before they miss you. You matter before they regret it. The first move is this: stop silent chasing. Silent chasing is when your body stays where it is, but your attention keeps running after them. It is when you do not text them, but you keep checking if they are online. It feels like self-control because you are not doing anything dramatic, but inside, you are still reaching. Every time you check, you reopen the wound. Every time you look, you refresh the attachment. Every time you search for proof that they care, you teach your brain that your peace lives in their reaction. So when the urge comes, put the phone down, take one breath, and ask one question. Am I choosing peace right now? Or am I checking for pain? Most of the time, you are not checking because you need information. You are checking because your nervous system wants a hit, a little sign, a little proof that you still exist in their mind. But you do not heal by reopening the same door every 10 minutes. You heal by noticing the urge and choosing yourself anyway. Not forever, just right now. That is how emotional armor is built, one small refusal at a time. The second move is this: close the access window. Access is not just whether they can text you. Access is your emotional availability. It is how quickly you reopen when they give you the smallest sign. It is how easily they can disturb your whole day with one weak message. Some people do not need full access to control you. They only need a tiny window, a random hey, a late night message, a half apology, a story view. And suddenly, you are back where you started. Thinking, hoping, making excuses. No. Close the access window. You do not have to block them. You do not have to make a speech. You just stop being open 24 hours a day. You stop answering lazy messages like they are emergencies. You stop treating crumbs like meals. You are not a 24-hour emotional convenience store. You are a person. Your energy has value. Your attention has value. Your softness has value. And people who get access to those things should not treat it like spare change. If they reach out with nothing real, you do not need to punish them. You just do not reopen fully. You stay calm, you stay kind, if kindness is appropriate. But you do not hand them the old version of you, the version that responded immediately, the version that got excited over the bare minimum. That version is not available anymore. The third move is this. Let the silence mature. This is where most people break. They pull back for 2 days. Nothing happens. The person does not call. They do not apologize. They post like normal. They seem fine. And panic starts talking. Maybe I should say one more thing. Maybe I need to remind them. Do not break the silence just because it feels empty at first. Silence is uncomfortable before it becomes powerful at the beginning. Silence feels like loss. It feels like withdrawal. But that does not mean it is failing. It means your system is adjusting. It means your attention is learning to stop living outside of you. Let the silence mature. Do not keep checking whether they feel it yet. Because if your silence needs their reaction to feel successful, it is not silence, it is performance. Real silence is not, I hope they notice. Real silence is, I am no longer available for this pattern. That is grounded. That is emotional armor. Give yourself a no-check window, 1 hour, then 3, then a day. Not to prove you are strong, but to teach your mind that you can survive without monitoring them. Measure your healing differently. Not by whether you're out. Measure it by whether you feel less pulled. Measure it by whether your mornings become yours again. That is progress, that is power. The fourth move is this, detach from the outcome. This one is hard. Because a part of you still wants the movie scene. You want them to realize. You want proof that your absence mattered. That is human. You are not wrong for wanting that. But you cannot build your peace on that possibility. They might miss you. They might not. They might come back. Or they might stay silent. None of that gets to decide your worth. Stop making their realization the final chapter of your healing. What if they never give you that moment? Do you stay stuck forever? No, you close it by choosing yourself. You close it by becoming present in your own life again. You close it by deciding that your freedom does not need an audience. That's the strongest version of quiet power. Not the version that hopes they are watching, the version that no longer cares who is watching. You are becoming peaceful because chaos too is expensive. You are not pulling back to make them suffer. You are pulling back because abandoning yourself hurt worse than losing them. And once that becomes real, something changes in your energy. You stop looking over your shoulder. You stop asking, do they see me now? And you start asking, do I see myself now? That question brings you home. The fifth move is this, deriding the ritual. Every attachment has rituals. Checking their peg is a ritual. Looking at your phone as soon as you wake up is a ritual. Waiting for a notification is a ritual. You are not only losing a person, you are losing a routine. So do not just resist the ritual, dip it. When you want to check their page, stand up and drink water. When you want to text them, text a friend you have been ignoring. When you want to spiral clean one small part of your room. When you want to search for them, walk outside for 10 minutes. When you want to wait, work on something that belongs to your future. Small actions matter. A walk can break a loop. A real conversation can remind you that your world's bigger than one person. 15 minutes of focus can return a piece of your identity. That is what you are doing. You are collecting yourself back, piece by piece, moment by moment, choice by choice. The sixth move is this, become hard to re-enter. Because sometimes, when your energy really leaves, they feel it. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they send the message. Sometimes they say, I miss you. And that is where many people lose everything they just built. Because the moment the person knocks, they open the whole door. No questions, no standards, no protection. Do not do that. A return is not the same as respect. A message is not the same as accountability. I miss you, is not the same as I understand what I did. Hey, is not a changed person. If they come back, let them come back to the new rules. Not the angry rules, not the bitter rules. The self-respecting rules. Clarity, consistency, accountability, effort, respect. If those things are not there, do not reopen the old door. They do not get the old door just because they knocked on the new you. And you do not need to be cruel about it. You can be calm. You can be peaceful. But you do not betray yourself. just because someone finally noticed the space you left behind. That space cost you something. You had to survive the urge. You had to sit with the silence. You had to stop checking. You had to stop waiting. You had to come back to yourself. So protect what you built. The right people will meet your standards with respect, and the wrong people may call your standards cold. Let them. You are not Harito, be easy to access. You are Haruto, be whole. So no begging, no blocking for a reaction, no silent chasing, no waiting at the door, no turning your healing into a performance. Just quiet self-return, just choosing peace without needing any oneto clap for it. Just becoming so routine yourself that someone else's inconsistency no longer moves the ground under your feet. And one day, something beautiful happens. You stop wondering if they feel your absence, because you finally feel your own presence. You wake up and your first thought is not them. You see their name and your chest does not collapse. You remember what happened. But you do not live there anymore. That is when you know. You did not just pull back. You came home. You stopped being absent from yourself. And that is the real win. Not revenge, not manipulation, not making them suffer. Freedom, peace, self-respect. The kind of emotional armor that does not need to be loud because it is already solid. So if this video found yet the right time, comment one word for the energy you are taking back today. Peace, power, self-respect, freedom. Just one word, because sometimes the moment you stop begging, stop blocking, and stop waiting is the moment your real life starts again.